Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. It's my birthday. George shouted joyfully as he entered the kitchen. I know, it's your birthday, Dad said, smiling. Happy birthday, George. Come on, let's have breakfast. You too, Peppa. Let's have breakfast and then we'll go, Mom added, smiling at the children. Where are we going? George asked curiously. We're going for a surprise, Mom replied mysteriously. What kind of surprise? We're going to see Dinosaur, George said, jumping up and down with excitement. Not more dinosaurs, oh dear, Peppa sighed. We'll see, it's a surprise, Dad said. Now let's eat breakfast, and then we'll go. I'm going to start the car, Dad said, heading outside. Mum, come. You sit next to me in the front. I'll close the door and come, Mum replied. Children, come get in the car so we can go. Yes, I'm coming, Peppa responded, rushing to the car. Wow, we're going. Hurry, hurry, we're going. I'm so excited to see the dinosaurs, George shouted. We're going through the big city, Mum said. Wow, those are big buildings, Peppa exclaimed. Well, family, we're here, Dad said, parking the car. Ugh, the museum, Peppa said, disappointed. But do you know what exhibition they have? Mum asked. Dinosaurs? George said excitedly. Yes, dinosaurs. That's our surprise, Dad said. Woohoo! George shouted, running towards the museum. Oh dear, Peppa sighed. All right, children, let's get out, Mum said. George, you can go up the stairs. All right, I'm going, George shouted, starting to run. Now you, Peppa, and wait for us there. Now, Mum, I'll park the car and join you, Dad said. All right, I'll park properly here, he added, parking the car. Beep, beep. Done. Dad, hurry, they're already looking. They didn't wait for us, Peppa shouted, running after the others. Hurry up. What animals do we have here? Dad asked. These are dinosaurs, George exclaimed when he saw the first exhibits. This type of dinosaur is called Triceratops, Mum said, pointing at the model. Look, children, they have a big defensive frill and 3 horns, 1 near the snout and 2 near the ears, Dad explained. I like these, Peppa said. Come on, children, let's see the next one, Mum said, leading them further. Do you know this kind? No, what kind of dinosaur is this? George asked. This is a Tyrannosaurus rex, a carnivore, Dad said. And what does it eat? George asked. It definitely eats meat, Peppa replied. Well, that too, but also other dinosaurs, Mum said. Yuck, George exclaimed. George, you can't run ahead like that, Dad said, quickening his pace. But Dad, look, there are more, George shouted when he saw more dinosaurs. Come on, Peppa, let's look at more dinosaurs, Mum said. Here, look, there are others, Peppa. How many do you see, children? Dad asked. Well, I think 4, George answered. Right, George, Dad said, praising him. They are small and colorful, Peppa added. Yeah, and they have big teeth, George exclaimed excitedly. Look, children, here's more, Mum said, pointing to another model. Look, this is a stegosaurus. And see its tail? It used that for defense, Dad explained. Then it didn't have to fear anything, Peppa said. And that one looks like its baby, George added. Let's go, children. Let's see more, Dad said, leading them on. Yeah, I'm running, Peppa shouted. And we want to too. Come on, Mum, George said. Yeah, of course I'm coming, Mum replied, catching up with them. Look, children, this is a beautiful animal, Dad said, pointing at another dinosaur. What kind is it? George asked curiously. This is a Candysaurus, George said with a smile. No, George, look, it says its name here, Mum pointed out. This is a Parasaurolophus, Dad said. Correct, Dad, Mum smiled. Look, children, it has a beautiful horn, Dad asked. It's like a hat, Peppa shouted. Exactly, Peppa, let's move on, Dad said. Hooray, I'm the first here, Peppa shouted when she got to the next exhibit. Look, it looks like it has armor, Dad said. Come see, George. I'm coming, Dad, George replied. And where's Mum? Peppa asked. Come on, Mum. I'm coming, children, Mum replied. Do you know what this dinosaur is? This is an Ankylosaurus. Correct, Mum, Dad said. And it looks like we've explored everything. No, there are still skeletons, George exclaimed. Yeah, skeletons, Peppa agreed. Let's go then, Dad said. Come on, George, hurry. Here are the skeletons, Peppa called out. Yay, skeletons, they're awesome, George exclaimed excitedly. And where are Mum and Dad? Peppa asked. Yes, we're coming, children, Dad replied. And you can't run ahead. What do we have here? Mum asked. This is the skeleton of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, George shouted. Correct, George, Dad said. And children, skeletons are called fossils. And that's not all. Look, Peppa, Mum said, pointing at another exhibit. And where's Dad and George? Peppa asked. Yes, we're coming, Dad called out. Hurry up, there's still another surprise, Mum said. Really? Let's check it out, George said. Wow, look, Peppa exclaimed. It's here, look, children, Dad said, showing the model. Yikes, I'm scared. It's coming toward us. Yikes, I'm scared, Mum, George shouted. Don't worry, George, Mum said soothingly. Yikes, now it's standing still, Peppa shouted. Come closer and see, Dad said. Yeah, now I'm not scared at all. It has big teeth. Can I touch it? George asked. No, don't touch it, Mum warned. Yikes, it almost bit me, George shouted. Exactly, so it doesn't bite you, Mum said. And what about me? I want to see too, Peppa shouted. Look, Peppa, you can see too, Dad said. Yeah, it has big teeth, Peppa said. But I'm still scared. Let's go, George exclaimed. All right, we'll go home. It's getting late, Mum said. Come on, Dad. Okay, we're going, Dad replied. I'm going to the car, Dad said. Mum, will you drive? Yes, Dad, I'll drive, Mum replied. Hop in, children, we're going. I'm already sitting, George said. Me too, let's go, Peppa exclaimed. That was a great surprise, I loved it, George said excitedly. Next time we can go somewhere else, Dad said, laughing.